Yay!
We are rolling. Wonderful to be connected. So in a nutshell, I do personal coaching and I do team coaching. Whilst I've had a broader experience of various coaching styles and certified as an NLP trainer and that kind of thing, I've settled on my single most important tool set as being this archetypal way of looking at people's lives. And it's particularly interesting when somebody's facing a particular challenge because it shows how they're showing up.
Yeah.
And it shows how they're not showing up.
Yeah.
And so once you've got that viewpoint, you can then discuss different approaches, but it's not different approaches from a skills point of view. It's a different approach from a character point of view. How would a character like this show up? How are you showing up? What's the difference? How else could you be showing up? Are you aware that this dynamic's likely to be going on with you? And what I'll do is I'll play back to you what I read of your profile and see whether that rings true for you. Because people find that it quickly reveals what's driving them in any situation.
Oh, it was spot on, mystic and lover. It was, you know, and especially the things to look out for as well. And yeah, and you know, the part where it talked about, you know, having all the ideas, but actually implementation and seeing those ideas through to the finish line is the biggest challenge I've always had.
Yeah.
Which is why now I'm kind of moving my own business model into being really about collaboration, because I totally understand. And that's what I loved about your video is that, you know, I'm not going to even attempt to try and do things without being in partnerships anymore, because it's the partnerships that will bring things to fruition. I've got no interest in trying to do things on my own, because I've learned the hard way. Had I, you know, had that archetypal, you know, program a few years back, would have helped me, but it's all good.
We've never met for 20 seconds ago. If I play back to you what I'm reading from your profile, would you like me to do that to start with?
Yes, of course. Thank you.
If I play this back to start with, you are heavily right brain. You're heavily creative. That's just the character that you are. But it's driven, first of all, with the lover character, which is a desire to connect, to bring harmony, to empathize with people, and to see people for who they really are. That's your top driver. And you're number 10 on that. I mean, you are total connected woman.
Yeah. I mean, you've just absolutely, like, I mean, you've said it 100%. Yeah.
And this is such a strong driver. I mean, there's no way you couldn't get more of that sort of character in you. So that's amazing. And yet that's then very soon afterwards, in comes the mystic. So the mystic, if they were in business, if we're talking business, I would talk to you about innovation.
Yeah.
But just because of the field that you're in, of course, it is a business, but with the other sides to you as well, it's the part that transcends and transforms, seeks to transform. So you will say, forget the rules, forget the past, forget even the present. Let's look to what we could be doing, and what if and what then, and, just imagine, and just believe, and we can do something out of this, have faith in me. And probably, so two things that will, because I see these as so strong, two things that you may struggle a little bit in life with. The lover is so strong that when you feel a disconnection with people, it really irks you. Yeah. And when you see strife instead of harmony, it really bugs you. Yeah. So that's like,
yeah.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
And then with the mystic, what you would hate most of all, if somebody doesn't have faith in you and in what you're saying, that probably really undermines you. You feel like, for goodness, you don't believe me? What's your problem?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Wow. So you can see how there's always a kind of a flip side, a shadow side to all of these characters, and what it is that we demand of ourselves and expect of ourselves, but then also how we want the world to relate to us. And we find that we can be challenged in a whole bunch of areas because of our strengths, not just because of our weaknesses. So those are the two strongest characters. That's really great. But then just behind those, you've got the jester. And the jester essentially says, let's make this journey fun.
Yeah.
And that's a strong driver. And if this journey is not fun, you're like,
I'm out.
What are we doing? What's the point?
Yeah.
It's like, so it is a life purpose of yours to have fun.
Oh my God, yes! You were just like, this is brilliant. I'm just writing this down.
So if you're connecting with somebody for the first time, it is connection that you first want. You want their trust. You want a sense of, you're on the same page. And if their eyes are not looking at you, you will feel it. And if they don't trust you, you will feel it. If there's any friction or strife of any sort there, you will really want to eradicate that. You will press in towards them to make that work. And if you see that they don't, then you'd rather just be a million miles away. But you will press in to try and make that happen to start with. Your inclination is to do that. You also then have that mystic thing of let's get above and beyond. Let's imagine something new together. Let's create. Let's dream. Let's just allow ourselves to dream, and then we can walk into that dream. Yes, it's future, but we can make future now. And so that's the mystic. The jester's like, and girls just want to have fun. And then after all of that, then you swing over, and these are much lesser needs in you, but they're still all quite strong characters. So if I see a character that's over 4, then it's quite well developed. If it's over 5 towards 6, then it's definitely a strong influence in your life. If it's underneath 3, then I realize, it's there's a flavor of it, but it really isn't a driver for you. But you've got, strengths across the board here. There's energy to all of these archetypal characters in your life. Even the lowest one, which is the warrior, there's still energy there. You can turn on that warrior woman when you want to. She can come up and she can fight and she can make it happen and she can deliver and she can finish the job at certain times. The challenge is that you have to satisfy the needs and the voices of all the other ones before that one is allowed to kick in.
Oh gosh, that's just so true.
Yeah. So the danger is halfway through warrioring something and getting that woman to push through, the mystic might start talking. And it's like, but you should have dreamed for more, or you didn't get clear enough on your dream, or hang on, where's the people? And you haven't been with people for 3 hours. And now, hey, where's your connection? You got to phone somebody. You got to reach somebody.
This is genius.
Yeah. So that's a lot of fun. So that explains some of those things. So look, let's get this a little bit more precise. After the 3, the lover, then the mystic, then the jester are satisfied that you are meeting their needs. Then you go towards the queen, the sovereign. And at that point, you're saying, let's establish structure and order to this queendom, this kingdom of mine. Whether it's a project or a whole event, or whether it's your whole life, it's whatever the engagement in your field of vision is. Then it's like, let's get structure. And with that, there's always a sense of who can I delegate stuff to make this work? You don't expect to do it all yourself. You want that ability to delegate.
I tried that and it didn't work,
So there's always part of you. So the queen, especially if I see somebody who's really strong with the sovereign, with the queen, is like, I'll say, okay, so you're never happier than when you've just had all your little minions come along. You've given this one to this to do, this task to this one to do, this project to this to do. Then they're going away. You're confident, and there's that moment when they just go off, and you go, that's my queen that's ticked. It's just like, I feel like the total Oprah Winfrey or whatever it might be. And so that's that. But it's not your strongest character, but it is there, and it's still very mature. At over 6, it's like a 6.3, 6.4. It's still a very mature character, but it is still subservient to that creative side of you. Once that creative stuff is all buzzing and happening and energy there, then you go towards the queen, which is like, okay, let's bring some structure, some order towards this, because I'm looking for progress, peace, prosperity. That's the queen's job. So you want that, but actually the dream is more important, and the connection with people is more important, and having fun's more important. But once that's satisfied, you'll go there. Then in comes the sage before the warrior. And the sage is, okay, let's get real. Let's look at actually what's happening. Let's check the numbers. Let's be a bit analytical about precisely what's going on and what's happened and what is happening, etc. But, and that's still quite a strong character. So you, as a businesswoman, you can go there, you can go to where the numbers are. It's not where you gravitate, but you can do it when it's demanded of you. And then once all of that's looking good, it's like, let's go do.
Yeah.
And that's where the warrior comes on in.
And that's why it's such a process before I go do.
Yes, it is. You've got to tick a load of boxes before you take significant action.
Oh, wow.
Even whilst that action is taking place, the longer you stay on the action, the more you're likely to get those other really strong voices, because you're up there with 10 with a lover. Particularly, you're going to get this thing of, you haven't connected with people enough recently, so you need that connection. That's going to be the first place. Then it's going to be, your vision should have been bigger, it should have been clearer, it should have been, a bigger, better dream, or there's more to dream. We should go back to dreaming some more before you carry on doing.
Oh,
Does that? So,
just amazing. Story of my life, right there. That is incredible.
So this is the fun, because very, very quickly, the archetypal way of looking at ourselves bypasses a lot of our conscious thinking and just takes us to a place where these characters that we really do reflect will tell the story for us.
I mean, everybody should know this model. It's incredible. Wow. I'm absolutely blown away.
It's shocking how revealing this simple model is. And it's tied to characters that you see in every movie, every sitcom, every ancient story has got these characters in them. And
oh, God, yeah.
That's why. It's because they resonate with every one of us in a deep way. And we can tell that there's always something in there of us. So I can help to awaken the warrior in somebody who needs more warrior.
Yeah.
But they might not want to go there. They might say, I'm quite happy not doing that. I'm quite happy giving that to somebody else. Well, okay, then how do you communicate with the warriors to get them on your side? Because most of the time they will look at you and they won't have much respect because you're not a doer. So you need to speak to them in warrior language to show that you're on their wavelength. And so we can, in negotiation, that's quite an important thing as well,
Yeah.
So that's a quick blast. That's what I do. I help people to understand what makes them tick, what drives them, and then it explains why you do what you do the way you do it. And then it gives a map as regards, okay, so what now, and how is this profile working for you, and how is it not working for you?
Yeah.
To go somewhere new. Yeah.
That's
all.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
That's all it is.
That much knowledge of what you did, other than seeing the archetype and just being like, wow, this is truly special. Yeah, and I think with what you're saying, when I'm talking about, for example, hosting these women's empowerment events, and they don't just have to be for women, but I'm just saying, focusing on women right now. Women's empowerment events for sort of women over 35, 40 to 50, 35 to 50.
Sure.
We host an event which gives people an insight, a transformational experience, which gives them an insight into, for example, with what you're doing is so amazing, because they'll be like, oh, well, that's why I'm like that, which will actually give them the confidence then to take that action on changing their life or transforming or moving careers, whatever it is in them that will get them back to actually giving themselves permission to be who they really are.
Right.
So that's the vision.
Yeah.
And now it's like you said, here comes the mystic. Here's the vision, here's the excitement, the lover, here's the connection.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm like, where's my queen?
That's right.
I can't do everything, but that's why I'm trying to find my direction now of what it is, like you said, that I'm going to focus on.
Yeah.
But how to bring, because what I would love to do is how to bring something together with this incredible, group of talented entrepreneurs in their own right, everybody with their own zone of genius.
Yeah, excellent.
This is what I'm feeling out at the moment, and I just feel like I'm aligning with the most incredible people. Obviously, met you through Claire. Claire's absolutely amazing. We have such a connection. So I'm super excited. It's just wonderful.
Excellent. Well,
And thank you for sharing what you do. I mean, that was so useful and so valuable to have that, just even to see it myself. But like what you're saying, like, I was like, wow, that is a most amazing tool to use with clients. Do you know what I mean? Like, to be like, you've got to meet this guy.
Absolutely wonderful, Alex. Really appreciate the time.
Thank you. Take care.
And you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So there you have an insider's view of one of these signature impact consultations, where we understand all 6 archetypes and how they're impacting somebody's life, and how a shift and a change there could seriously help them to move significantly further forward in their chosen field. These archetype profiles will enable you to zero in on the specific character traits that you need to develop, or at least become aware of, in order to move forward without hindrances, without feeling stuck. This is where we diagnose and discover the hidden code to your unique personal strengths, the next step to your path to purpose and to profit. So I really do encourage you now to book your session with me online. teamme.com/impact gives you the details and the link. So go there now, book your session with me, and we will have an amazing time of unpacking who you really are, what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and defining a path to go forward, as well as giving you some of the tools there and then that you can pick up and utilize to create your signature impact.